G'day guys, Smith City here for Smith City Product Reviews. Well, I think this will be my last Bath beer review. But here we are with Serpents Kiss. Like there's bubbles, or there'd be two Serpent Kisses going on right now in this review. This is from the Grifter Brewing Company. Now, I've had a few of their beers now, and they're a really good brewery. So this is coming in at 4.9% ABV in a 375ml can. They're from Marrickville, New South Wales. I do love their cans. They've generally got black somewhere along the lines, and a gold trim, which I absolutely love. I think the gold and the black work really well together. So we'll pop open the can, and I'll let you know my thoughts. So a Pilsner, normally when you hear the word watermelon or like sort of that style of fruit, you think it's going to be a sour. So it'd be interesting to see how watermelon and Pilsner and what their take on a Pilsner in this variety is like. Pilsners are often quite citrusy and lemony. So yeah, we'll just get it into a glass, guys. Oh, look at that. This glass perfect for it. Should I get my serpent into the shot? Should I? I'm just kidding. So there it is. Serpent's Kiss Watermelon Pilsner by the Grifter Brewing Company. Have a bit of a sniff first. Definitely watermelon straight off the nose, and it'd be interesting to see what that watermelon is like. Will it taste like artificial watermelon flavoring? Will it taste like an actual watermelon? Will it be somewhere in between that? And how is that going to react with I'm going to turn that around to start reading it. And how is it going to be in terms of a Pilsner? So here we are, Serpent's Kiss Watermelon Pilsner going in to my pelican light mouth. Oh. Oh. Too bad this isn't Strawberry Kisses, because Nikki Webster would be proud. Wow. Okay, so the watermelon isn't artificial. It almost, the taste almost tastes like you biting into a watermelon and the juice from that watermelon. Whether this is an adjunct beer where they've actually used some sort of watermelon juice in it, which they possibly could have. I don't necessarily have a big problem with adjunct beers, depending on where they're going with things, depending on what their reasoning behind things are, and why they're doing it. Sometimes adjunct beers will be done based on, and the brewery will only head in that direction to save costs, because other forms of flavorings is a lot cheaper than hops and malts, etc. Having said that though, the Omen Stout is fantastic. Their Pale Ale is fantastic. I've had their lager, I've had their normal Pilsner, and they're not pushing their other beers in that same direction. And so if this has got watermelon juice in it, I could not give a stuff. And the thing is, it tastes exactly what it's packaging. So you get the watermelon up front, and it's so clean. It's so clean. Like you first get an initial like burst of like sweet watermelon, and then you get sort of like a bit of sort of like a subtle watermelon sort of juice flavor that you get from biting into it. And then the back end is very interesting. I was really worried that two things were going to happen. Either a normal style Pilsner would clash with the watermelon and it wouldn't work, or they were going to go in a separate direction but call it a Pilsner. It's definitely got a bit of peppery notes to it on the back end. Not sure if spiciness is the word, but you could say spice. On a hot day, get yourself a bucket load and just get him into your pelican like mouth. This is fantastic from the Grifter. Let's read off the back, shall we? Just to see what it says. A light and crisp Pilsner brewed with real watermelon, okay, and refreshing twist on a classic. So they haven't lied. They've said they've used real watermelon. So this is an adjunct beer, and that's okay. At the same time, the first person who brewed beer would have had these ingredients that they would have been like, well, we've never used these particular things before. Like, I'd love to know who was the first ever person to actually make beer. Like, who went, we'll add wheat and barley or malt or whatever, and we'll do the normal brewing process. Who actually came up with the normal brewing process to go, this is how it's done, and this is how it makes this product, and like this is what we are supposed to do to make it taste the way it does in its final product. And this is why I love beer. It's fascinating. They're Enmore Road, Marrickville, New South Wales. Like I said, love the packaging. Drinkability is 10 out of 10. I'm going to rate this differently. Okay, I'm going to rate this based on the fact that it's adjunct beer. And so anytime I do a review and I don't know what it is, and then I read the back and it says it's used real fruit, or it's got extract, or it's got whatever in it, then I'm going to then rate it in a separate category based on the rating. And that is a 10 out of 10 based on that. Based not on that, overall scheme of things, I'd probably say it's an 8.5. Would I prefer a different, like would I prefer a normal style Pilsner? Probably. Where you're getting that more citrusy and like the pepper notes are sort of dialed up a little bit more. But this is absolute fantastic. And the fact they've used real watermelon as opposed to say like extract or a syrup or cordial or flavoring or whatever, I can get down with. I can get down with. I know some other people that do reviews aren't that keen on it. I know my oldest brother Simon, VB or nothing. It's interesting. So the review before this one gets uploaded was at Lord Nelson. It's the oldest brewery in Australia, and it's got floral, citrus, malty notes. And you got old mate, my brother. It's gotta be VB. You can't have fucking fruit in my beer. Most of the time, the fruitiness comes from the hops and the malt and the combination, the brewing process. Anyway, I don't ever knock back a chance to take a dig at my brother, because he's generally does that with me, with my experiences with trying to enjoy the beers that I enjoy. So I'll throw that cauldron right back at him and stir that pot with fruit juice in it. Anyway, that's it from me. Cheers.